Hello, everyone, and welcome to our weekly style snack. If you're new here, my name is April, and every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, I go live and share a style snack with you. And right now, we are in the middle of our Chic Style Twist series, where I have been sharing some variations on style that resonate with many women. These are not the only five that I've written about, and I did not invent these. These are things I've observed, styles that I have observed that are quite common, or and they're mixed with the others. But this is to help you understand each of these five and see whether or not it resonates with you, with your style, whether there are aspects of it that you're like, okay, yes, that is what I love. And even if it's not, sometimes, no, all the times, recognizing what doesn't work for you is equally as important, because you can accidentally incorporate style elements that don't work for you because you don't recognize them for what they are. So we have already covered minimal chic and edgy chic. Today we're going to be talking about soft chic style. And you've seen this woman before. She's lovely, elegant, regal. She moves and speaks with authority, but there's also a grace and a softness to her that she embraces. She may catch you staring and she'll be startled and possibly freeze momentarily before going on her way, just like a deer. She probably doesn't recognize herself in this description, but the rest of us do. She's classic, she's chic with a dose of softness. She's serious with a soft romantic side. And let's talk about what classic and soft says about you. So I have a friend who is soft and classic, and she is quiet, and she's very still, physically still. You can mistake her for a statue when she's sitting in a chair. And she has a deep, intense gaze that makes you feel naked sometimes as she peels back the layers of your soul with her eyes. She makes you feel very seen, if that makes sense. She has a quiet but powerful voice, and she's the most reliable and trustworthy. She's a vault and extremely hard to get to know, but if you manage to crack the code, she is one of the greatest, most devoted friends you will ever have. And you're thinking, what does that have to do with clothing? Well, it has a lot to do with clothing. You are a walking billboard. What you wear tells people who you are, how you feel about yourself, how you want to be treated, and what they can expect from you. And when those messages conflict, if your appearance does not match your outside, one, you'll attract the wrong behavior. And two, it's very jarring to the other person. They see you and they expect one version of you, and an entirely different version shows up, and it just does not compute. So if this feels kind of familiar, let's keep going. So let's talk about the soft details in your clothes. If you want your outfit to say chic and soft, it's the subtle details that will tell the story. Look for touchable fabrics, smaller prints, soft florals, lace ruffles, soft edges, neutrals, soothing colors, subtle details, simplicity, and length. That sounds like a lot, doesn't it? Well, it doesn't have to be, and I'm going to show you how you can make it perfect for you. Touchable fabrics can include chiffon, velvet, knits, silk, cashmere, shearling, things you want to wrap up in, like literally wrap up in it like a blanket. You are particularly sensitive to things that are too tight and restrictive, scratchy, uncomfortable, itchy, or stiff physically. Ponte knit is stretchy but very structured, and that's a nice in between. So when you're looking at an item of clothing, I may not even need to tell you this, but ask yourself, would I want to hug someone if they were wearing this? Small, if the answer is yes, then it's a definite yes. And if the answer is no, it's a maybe or a definite no. Depends on how first you are to hugging someone wearing that. Small prints and soft florals, think wildflowers and watercolors. And the colors can be vibrant or they can be muted, but the edges of the print won't be super crisp. They'll be softened and a little blurred. And if the print is too large, it'll feel overwhelming. Lace is about as soft as it gets. It's typically a floral type pattern, but not always. It has soft, undefined edges in the pattern and generally comes in neutral or soft colors. You don't see a lot of neon lace. I'm not saying never, it's just not the most common. Ruffles flow and have soft edges to them. And being chic and classic means you probably don't want them to be too big, too many, or too wavy. Other soft details could be soft edges of your, like the literal edges of your clothing, like the corner of your hemline, like in a jacket, or the lapel of your collar might have a shawl collar instead of the crisp, angular lapel. Sleeve hems might be flared and wavy. Neutral colors are probably your favorite. And when you add a bold color, it's usually no more than one per outfit and in a small dose. But you're just not as likely to wear really bold colors. So if you do wear color, they tend to fall into the blue, green, and purple, like water. The colors of water, very soft, soothing colors, and navy rather than black. You're looking at analogous colors, colors that all sit right next to each other on the color wheel. The subtle details are key. Nothing in your look is overpowering or jumps out. The whole look is cohesive, and there's nothing overwhelming or that jumps out of your outfit. It all blends very cohesively together. Subtle details are a key. Nothing, and that means simplicity is your mantra. Not too much of anything, or you'll feel lost in the noise of too many details. You're more likely to prefer some length in your tops or in a skirt, a straight maxi skirt without too much flare or swish. You like some, but if there's too much, it's like being lost in a hurricane. Like, where are my legs going? They get trapped. Have you ever worn a skirt like that it has enough weight and enough fabric that it gets caught between your legs and you feel like you're going to trip? That's not your favorite. I don't think that's anybody's favorite. But it needs balance. These wider, longer, flowing items need some balance with something else that is structured, or you'll just disappear. So that could be a tailored top or a straight cut jacket that has structure, a pendant necklace. You can get length in a lot of different things, but you're not going to get length in every single thing that you're wearing. Straight black and white is too stark for you almost always. So if you have high contrast colors, adding a color like blue or purple or green can give you some of that soothing color that's so calming. and you can replace black with navy. Sometimes you like sheen, like in a silk or a silky type fabric, but generally not anything that's high shine, like super shiny metallics. And let's take a look at Jessica Alba's outfit. She's a great, fantastic of someone who has a soft, chic style. She also leans into boho territory, which is another version of soft. There are several versions, but that's not straight soft. Boho is soft plus edgy. This outfit we're looking at is just purely soft. So if you look at her outfits, some of what she's wearing is often edgy, and I don't want you to confuse the two. You may like both, but just if you're trying to learn more about soft specifically, I don't want you to get the wrong message. So let's look at this outfit. The base of her outfit is very structured. It's very tailored. It's neutral. And it's also high contrast. She's got on that white top with the navy bottoms. I mean, the bottoms aren't, the top is not tight. You know, it's got some looseness to it, but it's not oversized. And it's tucked into her pants. Her pants are tailored and fitted from the waist to the knee, but then they have some flare from the knee down. So her base outfit is not super tight. It's tailored, but it still has some softness and movement to it. However, the true softness comes in the shape of the trench coat. It's longer, it's fluid, it's not a very structured, if I'm guessing, it's made out of silk. It's not the structured gabardine that a lot of trench coats come in. And it's also a neutral peach color. And it provides cohesion. I call it a bridge color that, you know, because color blocking is also not for you. And her white top, high contrast white top and navy pants, that's a big color blocking in two high contrasting colors. And so she's softened and connected those two pieces with this other piece. So now let's look at the romantic accessories. Look for dainty, delicate, and soft edges in your jewelry. Things like pearls, pendants, soft patterns like an infinity or a filigree or scroll type pattern. You may possibly like matching sets of jewelry. But don't, and your jewelry is a great way to get some length as well. So you may love some long earrings, a long pendant necklace. Just be sure that it's not so heavy that it hurts, because you really don't do discomfort. And you also don't want it to swing around too much. You like some swish, but if it's super heavy, your necklace could smack you in the face when you bend over. We just don't want anybody to get hurt. Studs are another great earring option for you. You like anything from a stud to a statement earring. It's the shape that really has to do with it and not being too heavy. Your shoes, you likely prefer a more round or almond toe, and also to be comfortable. Pinched toes are not for you, and they make you incredibly uncomfortable, and everything else will fade into the background because you'll be focused on how uncomfortable your feet are. So shoes are a great place. If you want to bring some color into your outfit, shoes are a great place to do it because it's a small amount of real estate. And if you're, especially if it's a little more color than you're used to. Makeup is another way to keep it soft. You may not wear any makeup or not a lot of makeup, but to bring some definition to your face without feeling too made up, you can consider adopting the French makeup aesthetic. brows, lashes, and lips. Your brows and your lips frame your face and give definition. You can be seen. And then, so I, for example, I dye my eyebrows and my eyelashes. And I also, because they're very blonde, you can't see my face. If I don't have my eyebrows and eyelashes dyed, I have no face because they frame your face. They give some definition to it. Option if you don't like to wear makeup, but you want some more of that face framing to enhance your features. You may also enjoy wearing a soft, smoky eye look and then a light lip color, lip balm, lip gloss. I'm not saying you cannot wear or enjoy makeup. This is just something I tend to notice. And yeah, so your hair won't be too severe. You would probably prefer softer edges. And so instead of a blunt bob, if you like a bob haircut, a blunt bob is not going to be for you. A softer bob, probably with some wave or curl to it, that gentle beach curl. And any length of hair, your curls, you prefer them loose and wavy, not tight and bouncy. You have the kind of hairstyle that someone could run their fingers through. So let's look again at Jessica Alba. She's got a very natural makeup look on, but she, she's got some eye makeup on, definitely. She's wearing a nice neutral lip that looks great on her. She's wearing some statement hoops, right? Are those hoops? Let's zoom in. Yeah, she's got some big statement hoops, but they're thinner. They're not large and wide, and they're not heavy. And then her hair is a soft, loose curl, and it's down. You like to wear your hair down, and then it's just loosely tied back here in the back. It's not severe. It's not slicked. It's not tight. She could release that clip and shake it out, right? And so, I mean, this is really just a great example of how this is all balanced in one outfit. And I would love to know, like, what does this say? Like, are any of you hearing this and you're like, yeah, no, yes, that's me. That's me. I get that. This is what I have been looking for, or this is what I love to wear. This is what I should be wearing. And some of you may be thinking that is absolutely not me, and I definitely should not wear that. And now I know where I've been going wrong with some of these details. And if you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments and we'll discuss them at the end. So you may be asking yourself, where is the classic part of this? Well, the classic is in the structure. There always has to be, in every outfit, there has to be some structure somewhere so that we can see you, that you're in there, that you're not lost in this large tent of clothing. We need to see some part of your shape. We need to see some part of you, and adding in that structure anywhere, whether it's a full dress that has been belted at the waist, or it's like in this first picture, she's got this this tunic style sweater. It's got the drop shoulder sleeve. It's got that funnel neck. That's a very soft style sweater, but then she's balanced it with skinny jeans on the bottom, because if she wore that sweater and some wide leg trousers as well, we might have to send in the search and rescue team to extract her, because all we would be able to see is this. And we would have to pull her out from the top. So there's always some classic involved. It can also be like the bag can have a little structure. Not everything in your outfit can be a melty puddle, or you will be a melty puddle. So a little tailoring, even your flat, like if you're wearing flat shoes, they're going to have some structure to them. They're just going to have the toe shape that you are most comfortable with. So there will always be a sprinkle of romantic details and at least a whisper of softness. How much softness you need can vary from day to day. And I have some soft in me. It's one of my supporting twists. And so today, let's just talk about this. A classic striped Breton tee, that's as classic as it gets, right? Well, yours might have a cowl neckline. Mine here has dolman sleeves. And so I've got this extra room here, but then it narrows and comes in at my waist so that I don't disappear. Tunics are not a good look for me, so I'm not going to wear one of those. But this, I get this softness I need right here. It's a soft fabric. I mean, like, it's physically soft to touch, but it drapes nicely and it, it moves a little with me. So your most classic items can come in a version that suits you. You, instead of a black pencil skirt, you might choose something that is less structured and more of an A-line. It needs to drape, not flare. If you like a button-up blouse, you can find ones that have a soft drape to them. I have some that I really love. And you may prefer a finer stripe in your clothes than wider, bolder stripes. In fact, if you like stripes, they will be fine stripes. So a classic pump can have the round or almond toe and a medium heel height and even a chunky heel. I mean, there's so many ways that you can, if you love these classic items, which do make up the foundation of any wardrobe, finding those soft details to add in can make them just feel perfect for you. So just remember, it's all about balance. Let's look at just a couple of these pictures. In the second picture, she has a beautiful eyelet top on, and it's got some softness. This one's a square detail. She's got this braided belt, and her pants have pleats on them. They're a wider leg trouser, so she's got that structure up top with that kind of softness of that eyelet. The braid in the detail is kind of weavy, right? And she's balanced, and so she's already bringing in little bits of it, and then she's balanced that structure with a wider leg pleated pant in a soft material that has some flow to it. And in the third one, Olivia Palermo, she's wearing this silk blouse. It's soft, and this is kind of what I was getting at with the button-up blouse. Let's pretend it has a collar instead of the pussy bow. It's not fitted. It drapes. So it's not going to be restrictive. You can see the sleeves are not super tight. The body is not super tight. She's got that pussy bow, but she doesn't have it tied up here. It's loose and it's gently half tied and draping. And she's got these soft wide leg trousers, but the top is tucked in and it's belted, because otherwise she would disappear if she untucked that blouse. And then she's got structure in her bag. So, and then you can't really see her shoes because of the length, but you can kind of see they have more of an almond toe box shape to them. So it's all about balance. And I just listed a whole lot of options for adding soft details to your outfits, but don't wear all of them at the same time. This is the case for every chic style twist I talk about. The trick is to pick and choose 1, 2, or 3 soft details and balance them. They're always going to be layered with minimal, classic, chic items, because that is just the foundation of a wardrobe. They're basics, and they are your building blocks. And an entire outfit made up of soft, you're going to struggle probably to move safely. So if you choose a maxi dress or skirt, make sure that it's got somewhere that it touches your body, like at your waistline. You can have something as subtle as a velvet blazer with a rounded lapel to get that blazer look, but the velvet is softer. It kind of shifts and reflects the light, and then the shawl collar, is soft and rounded, but you've still got the structured look, and it can be an oversized boyfriend style blazer if you need a blazer look and you need to adapt that to the softness. You could wear a kimono with tailored jeans and a top, or a dolman sleeve top like I have with structured jeans. But a dolman sleeve and a cowl neck as a tunic top with wide leg trousers is probably going to be too much. You get to decide how much is too much and how much is just right. I'm just trying to give you an idea of where some of the boundaries may lay for you. Maybe like scarves, as long as they are worn so that they don't fall below your belt. You may love them longer. You may need them shorter. And can you wear that big scarf with an oversized top? How much cowl neck is too much cowl neck for you? And so I have a litmus test for you. If you put on your outfit and you feel dumpy, dowdy, or drowning, you've gone too far with the softness and you need some more structure. And try taking off one thing. Maybe 2 of them are okay. Maybe 1 of them was okay. Maybe pairing the right 2 is okay. And a great place to bring in your softness is always going to be in your layers. That is a fantastic way to bring balance to otherwise structured outfits. Jewelry, shoes, and bags. Layers, jewelry, shoes, and bags. Those are my favorite places to bring in most of my twist preferences. They're very easy, and they can give you subtle or a lot. So only you will know when you have the perfect balance. Do you feel too rigid and stuffy in your clothes? Do you feel overwhelmed with too much fabric, texture, and softness? Is there, are you tripping? Are you tripping for all the fabric hanging up? Some of you will want more, some of you will want less, and it can really depend day to day. And that is something that you'll have to learn to balance for yourself. So I hope that helps as you're thinking about your chic style twist and what they may or may not be. Remember, we're never just one. We're complex creatures, and that even comes down to our style. And you're going to be a combination, but you're going to have one leading the pack. As you can see, all of my water. Let's move that over here. And figuring that out first is the most important, but then finding the details of the rest will take it to the next level. So I hope this helps. And if you're not sure what your twist is, I have a quiz that you can take. And I'm going to give you a little instruction about this quiz. We all live in a world of shoulds. You should like, do, say, and wear these things. And you should not like, do, say, or wear those things. That is what society tells us about everything. We are drowning in shoulds, and we drown out ourselves. I mean, there are some shoulds that we have to stick to, right? We should not steal. We don't steal. There are some things that are just non-negotiable, right? We don't hurt other people. We don't steal. We don't drive on the wrong side of the road. But when it comes to your clothes, pretty much nobody else gets a vote except you. As long as you cover the necessary bits. I mean, then the police might get involved, but we're not, that's not our problem. We don't, in this community, we cover our bits when we go outside. So when you're taking this quiz, I want you to pretend that you live in fantasy land, that no one else is going to see your clothes, that your knees don't hurt. You're not, however old you are, because a lot of times we're like, I'm too old to wear that. I'm too young to wear that. Your weight is not a factor. Where you live is not a factor. In this fantasy world where everything is perfect and no one else gets a vote on what you say, which item would you choose? Right? Because I love heels. My lifestyle does not accommodate heels except church and date nights with my husband. But in my fantasy world, I would wear heels every day. Also, I have terrible feet. I can't wear them for very long before I'm in tears, right? So my fantasy life, I would wear heels and structured corporate wear, cocktail dresses, formal clothing, pencil skirts, silk blouses. That's what I'd wear in my fantasy world. I don't live in my fantasy world, but that's what I would wear. That's what I love. And when you take this quiz, I want you to answer that way. Forget the shoulds. I shouldn't choose that because my dog is going to get all over it and I can't, no. Your dog doesn't get anything dirty in Fantasyland. You have the cleanest dog in the world who never gets your clothes dirty. Your cat doesn't snag your sweaters. Cat is very well behaved. Wouldn't even dream of snagging your sweaters. So once you discuss, because when I hear from women, they're like, that is not the answer I expected. That doesn't really resonate. I'm like, try again and stop shooting yourself. And that is when they come back. I'm not going to lie, this is a really good quiz. I'm very proud of it. I've had a lot of women tell me how much they love this quiz and how much they've learned. But you have to be open to being honest with yourself about what you love and not what you think other people want you to love. Got a hair stuck on my lip. It's annoying. So take it with that in mind, because once you know what your style is, then we work to find a way to make it work for your lifestyle, your daily calendar, right? And your needs. But first you got to know what it is. And then we can figure out the way that you can wear it for you. So take this quiz. And if you've taken the quiz already, put in the comments what your twist is, because yeah, it's interesting. So I am mostly minimal, and then I've got some edgy and soft, and they kind of do this. Today I always wear some of both. So today I've got my edgy earrings on, but I've got the classic striped top, but I'm wearing, it's a dolman sleeve, and it's got, doesn't even have a shoulder seam, but I'm wearing structured jeans and some pointy toe crocodile loafers. I've got a little of everything going on, but it's mostly minimal. Okay, so let's look at the comments. Cindy is here. Hello, Cindy. Denise says, yes, this is making sense. The elements really work nicely for me. Well, I'm so glad. Denise, I would love to know specifically what's making sense to you, what's resonating with you, what aha moments did you have that were like, yes, that's for me. Homesteading is here from Oklahoma. Hello there, welcome. Shirley says, I love this. Thanks, April. Well, you're welcome, Shirley. And does this resonate with you? Do you have a soft chic style twist? Okay, Denise, we'll check on your email status since you're not getting our emails, because we definitely want you to. So in the blog post, it'll be up later today, and if you're on my email list, you'll get an email to let you know when that's live. There are more examples where I go through and I break down these various outfits and explain the soft details in each one of those, so you can get more examples and exposure, and so you don't want to miss that, and you want to see more examples of this. Denise says, how to balance an outfit. Shoes, totally hate shoes. I'm so glad. So balance it's key, because if it's too much, then you'll be like, this is wrong for me. I don't like this. This doesn't feel as good. And it really can be. And if you think about it in terms of food, salt makes food tasty, right? And if you don't have enough salt, it's like, something's missing. And then if you have too much salt, you're like, whoa, I can't even eat that. And the right amount of salt is what makes it perfect. You could say that for anything: cinnamon, black pepper, cayenne. Like, the right amount makes it perfect. And rather than thinking, I just don't like it. And then shoes, yes. Soft chic is the least likely to wear, to suffer for beauty and style. Just not doing it. Just not doing it. Comfort is key. Denise says it's a form of a recipe. Absolutely. It's a recipe, and it's your personal recipe. And your recipe can change a little from day to day. There are days I need more edgy and I need more softness, or I need less of both of them and I need more minimal. And last week we talked about it in terms of ratios. So if you missed that, last week I talked about edgy chic, and we talked about how to think of this in ratios. But recipes are another way of thinking of it in ratios. I teach my kids to cook, and we made tacos this week, and I make my own taco seasoning. It tastes better. And so when they want my son wanted to know how much taco seasoning to put in, it's 2 tablespoons of seasoning per pound of ground beef. That's your ratio. That's your recipe. And that's the perfect amount of flavor for us. So whatever way to frame it that makes sense to you. I love food, so talking recipes works for me. Julie says, such good info. Well, I'm so glad. I hope this was helpful. And I would love to hear from you what you think about your soft side. And there's going to be, RJ just put in where you can join the email list so that you don't miss today's email, where you can see this post and go see the rest of the examples. And she's also going to leave a link to the quiz, so you can take that. And if you take it, come back here and comment and tell me what you got. And if you felt like it was accurate. And if you answered from Fantasyland. I really enjoyed this. I love coming here to share with you every week. So please join me next week, Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We are going to be talking about active chic, sporty chic, And it may not be what you think it is, and you may be surprised that you've got some. So join me again next week, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you then.